Hello, and welcome to the Just Start Talking podcast. I'm your host, Jody, and this is Season 1, Episode 26. I can't believe it. Anyway, if you're new here, this podcast is designed for English language learners, especially those of you who want to use English in professional and business contexts. Our goal is to build confidence, sharpen your communication skills, and help you express yourself clearly at work, in meetings, and in everyday situations. Today's topic is one I get asked about all the time. The past simple versus the past continuous in business communications. We're going to break it down so you can understand not just the grammar rules, but also the why. Why we choose one tense over the other, and how that choice changes the way people hear your message in a business setting, or a work setting, or a classroom setting for that matter. So, why do these tenses matter in business English anyway? In professional communication, small details can make a big difference. The tenses you choose affect clarity, credibility, and how your message is understood. Think about it for a minute. When you write an email, give a presentation, or share an update with your team, you're not just sharing information. You're also shaping how people see you. Your reliability, your professionalism, and your leadership. That's why using the right tense isn't just about grammar, it's about strategy too. So let's start with the past simple tense. We use the past simple to talk about completed actions in the past. These are things that started and ended already. They're finished, and we know when they happened. So here are two clear examples of using the past simple in a business context. For example, I led a team workshop last quarter. Or, she delivered the client proposal on time. So you notice how both examples are very results focused. They tell us what happened and when it happened. So when should you use the past simple in a professional communication? You should use it when you're reporting results, when you want to highlight achievements, and when you need to give specific outcomes. It's the tone of clarity and accountability. It shows your audience that you're confident and precise. Think of past simple like an achievement headline. It's direct and powerful. So, let's move on to the past continuous tense. What is this? This tense describes actions that were in progress at a specific time in the past. Sometimes the action was interrupted by another event. Here are two examples. I was presenting when the client raised a key question. Or, they were negotiating terms while we prepared the final draft. Notice the difference here compared to the past simple? These sentences give us a sense of context. They show us what was happening in the background. So when do we use past continuous in business communications? We use it to set the scene, and we use it to explain the circumstances around an event, or to highlight what was going on when something else happened. Think of past continuous like a behind-the-scenes story. It adds context, detail, and nuance, which can be very powerful when you want to show the bigger picture. So, why don't we compare the two? Let's compare them side by side and see what we think. So the sentence, I finished the report yesterday. This is the past simple. It's clear, finished, and done. What about the sentence, I was finishing the report when my manager called? This is the past continuous. We can see the action in progress and then something else interrupts it. Can you see the difference here? One tells us what happened, the other tells us what was happening around that time. So why does this even matter? Let's talk about why this is important for business communication. I'm not crazy. It really is important. Because in the workplace, you often need both. The past simple helps you show results and achievements. It's great for performance reviews, resumes, client updates, and progress reports. The past continuous helps you explain context, challenges, or circumstances. It's great for presentations, storytelling, and showing the process behind your results. Let me give you an example of how this might sound in a meeting. So for the past simple, we completed the market report in 2 weeks. And in the past continuous, while we were conducting the market research, we discovered a new customer segment. See how using both allows you to show not just what you achieved, but also how you got there? That's the balance that makes your communication more persuasive and professional. So, let's quickly talk about some common mistakes English learners can make with these two tenses. Yeah, I know, sometimes mistakes happen. Let's talk about it. The first common mistake is mixing them up. For example, I was finished the report yesterday. That's not right. It should be, I finished the report yesterday. The next common mistake is overusing the past continuous. Sometimes learners think longer sentences sound more professional, but they don't. In business, clarity is key. Don't make it overcomplicated when a simple, past simple sentence works just fine. And forgetting time markers. Words like yesterday, last week, while, when. These kind of time markers help your listener understand exactly what you mean. Use them. So, let's talk about some practical tips. I have 3 tips to help you apply these skills in your professional communications. First of all, decide your goal. Do you want to show a result? Use past simple. Do you want to give context? Then use past continuous. Next, practice storytelling. Combine the 2 tenses to make your stories richer and more interesting. For example, I was preparing the slides when I realized we needed to adjust the budget. I updated it and sent it to the client. How lovely does that sound? Finally, listen actively. Pay attention to how native speakers use these tenses in meetings, podcasts, or presentations. Notice when they choose one or the other. Always be an active listener. All right, we covered a lot today. Let's just do a quick wrap-up of everything. The past simple equals achievement headlines. Yay! Use it to show results and accomplishments. The past continuous equals the behind-the-scenes story. Use it to provide context and background. When you master both, you can tell your professional story with context, precision, and depth. Okay, that's today's lesson on the past simple versus the past continuous in business communications. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Just Start Talking podcast. If you found today's discussion useful, please share this podcast with a colleague or a friend who's also learning English for business. And remember, the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Don't wait for perfect, just start talking. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care and have a great day.